Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Danganronpa Another episode. I totally just messed that up, didn't I? God damn it. Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. This game is actually really hard to just summarize in the usual way, because I haven't actually finished it. Because the story is nowhere near as engaging as a Danganronpa game, unfortunately, but we're just going to load straight to Chapter 2 and go where it takes us, honestly. I can't imagine doing anything else that would work much better. So, we're currently about 3 hours into the game at this point, so away we go. And before you ask, no, there are no embargoes on what I can and can't show, so I'm going to be talking about Danganronpa 1, Danganronpa 2, and Danganronpa Another episode. So if you're playing any of those, turn away, because I'm going to be talking about all of them. And there are spoilers for Danganronpa 1 at the very least. Alright, you gone now? Well, game's got loading times. Fair few of them, actually. It's a little bit annoying, but we get to listen to some of the voice acting. Game's got this weird set of 3 different kinds of cutscenes it likes to play. Real-time rendered. These sorts of cutscenes. And then it's just... And then you've got the full-on, like, anime-style cutscenes, like the executions in Danganronpa. But I'm gonna shut up and let you listen to this.
Rest in peace. I feel so bad for Masaru. This is just too cruel. He always acted all big and was a perverted idiot, but he was a pretty good person. I remember the time he fixed the air conditioner. And even the chairs and tables, too!
I was the one who did that.
Anyway, he was a good person. Oh, Lord! Why do the good ones always die first?
I should have been the one to die. Might as well. That's how it feels. Like you're trying to hide that you actually think I should have died. Because no one likes me.
I'm going to start talking over the top of this, honestly, because this is going to take a really long time. So, the voice acting in this game is about your standard nicer fare, but, you know, some of it works. Like, the kids here, the Warriors of Hope, they generally work pretty well. My main problem, and yet they do have at least Byakuya and good old Genocide Jill Tokuo. Is that her name? Tokuo. Tokuo. Oh, this is racist. But, yeah, they got all their voice actors back. My main problem was with the main character herself, who is Makoto Naoyagi's sister. And we'll be getting to her eventually. I don't think her voice fits in the game. There's just something about her character and her voice that really doesn't, like, gel as well as Makoto and, Christ, what was his name from Danganronpa 2? Christ. I'm terrible at remembering names by default, and they're expecting me to remember Japanese names. It's easy when you've got the graphics in front of you, because despite, you know, despite the fact that it's a 3-dimensional interpretation of Danganronpa this time, they're actually really good caricatures of the 2-dimensional art, even though the 2-dimensional art is still leaps and bounds better than...
Think back to those talk shows I used to be on when times were peaceful.
Yeah, it's still leaps and bounds beyond the 3D models, but the 3D models are still really good. So, I don't know, I don't have that big of a problem with it. I guess it's actually a, Christ. I guess it's a good thing that they at least had another episode to practice making 3-dimensional assets on. Because if they're going to make a Danganronpa 3, they're probably going to make it in this 3D sort of style. And if they're going to make it in this 3D sort of style, they're going to want the 3D models. And considering that they've done a pretty good job this time around, should be good. Yeah, and as you can tell, they still kind of need to improve their 3D models.
A prince who became a star. What is essential is invisible to the...
This chick is nuts. But anyway, I think we better talk about the story.
Now you.
I'm just gonna start skipping towards the end of this.
Shark! Wendy!
So,
Right.
I guess it's about time we start talking about the story. So, the idea is that we were captured. This is in between Danganronpa 1 and 2. It's an interquel.
So much better.
And you
Alright.
are Makoto Noyegi's sister, who's been captured since the beginning of the greatest, most tragic event in all of human history. And they...
Anymore?
What's what I'm looking
No,
for?
of course not.
And she was just
We're
captured for
allies.
2 years and held
We're
hostage. And she's rescued by Byakuya and Tokuo, who were there to come and grab her. But the whole city, which is Tower City, which is an island, has been
Like I
taken
said,
over
it's not that.
by...
You know, Nagisa, that attitude of yours? You're acting just...
It's been taken over by these kids, the
You're
Warriors
an
of Hope,
adult.
which is a little bit strange. And the Warriors of Hope control
not
a huge
true.
robot army of
You kid him,
Monokumas,
Chuck. I would rather
and
die.
they are going through and killing all the adults.
Do you...
And so we're stranded here.
Yay! Nagisa likes Monica!
I like you as an ally.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, this
Nagisa,
is
is Nagisa a guy's name or a girl's name? Because I can't fucking tell.
Magic.
I'm sorry.
Oh, heaven.
But yeah,
Change
it's
my words
it's still as weird of a game as Danganronpa 1 and 2 was at the very least. But anyway,
Stop that.
so yeah, the idea is
Tease me.
you as Makoto Nogi's sister, I cannot remember her name to save my life, and Tokuo are stuck together on this island. I'm just gonna hammer the circle button.
So let's all... Yeah! Of
There's no
course,
action.
it's not
Is there a
just-
skip? There is. We'll skip this. So, there is a... Yeah, the idea is you just want to get off the island. Or at least that's what the story's been so far. And... I guess my... Oh, we got some examples of the voice acting here, so we're gonna listen to them.
For some reason, a completely empty station like this makes me anxious.
It's dark and creepy.
Toko, not Tokuo, just Toko.
And it's not just that. Like I thought, the trains aren't moving.
But if we walk along the railway from here, we should be able to...
It just
get out
doesn't
of
fit.
town,
I'm
right?
sorry, something's not right with his voice. It just does not
There's
sit
no
right with
mistake,
me. I don't know
right?
what it
I mean,
is.
We're gonna be saved.
And there's no Japanese dub as far as
so
I'm aware,
noisy.
which is really disappointing because
Let's
I'd
hurry up
love
and
to
go.
hear the Japanese
Let's just run
Monokuma, but there's none of that.
Actually... Hey, Toko, do you know how to do a good zombie impression?
Also, there are these light-hearted moments which really don't fit the tone of the story. Like, I'm just gonna bring this out here. So, the whole game has every character
This place is
just
so
being
dark.
all despair-filled,
where it was
and
bright.
you can't go a few
Really
minutes without
slightly
finding a
brighter.
note on the ground that alludes to the most despair they've ever been in their life. You can't find anything in relation to just balance it out. And there's just this weird tone shift constantly between wandering around this deserted city and just then having these really lighthearted moments where they find a manga on the ground where I'm not kidding. Let me see if I can find it, because I'm gonna have to show around the menus eventually. But anyway, these are the menus. We've got the map. We've got skills. You get more skills from shops, and you can also apply skills, and you get more skill points as you level up by killing Monokumas. Truth bullets. You get special modifiers for your truth bullets, and you can equip them to different truth bullets. And I'll explain how these work later for better performance, better shots, etc., etc. And there are these files here that you can go and read. So, as I said, the bomb insider. My womb is filled with bombs. So if I ever fall in love, they'd explode. And they talk about that just so lightheartedly. It's a really, really weird... I'm going to shut my window. It's too hot in here. It's just this weird tone shift in between. And it's just strange. And you've got the people... here, say hello to someone who it doesn't make any bloody sense that he's here, but alright. And you've also got profiles on all the Warriors of Hope. And yeah, there's a spoiler for you. But anyway. We can also come to the options, but as you can see, there's no Japanese dub, which is a little disappointing. And you've also got the transcript, and you can go and check your tutorials and stuff like that, but... yeah, there are these weird tone shifts, and I don't understand them. They're just so frequent, and it's kind of off-putting, if you want me to be perfectly honest. But anyway, if you couldn't tell,
What's the point of going through the ticket gate?
the game is... Also, I just need to point out a problem with this story. You already saw the spoiler, so you don't need to worry about it. So the idea is that we're trying to get out of this town, but we already watched someone blow right the fuck up trying to get out of this town by swimming across a bloody lake, and we're still trying to get out anyway. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, never mind. Whoop, I just lost my earphone. But we get another cutscene.
It's not moving.
Yes, but we already knew that.
I know, but to see it in person,
Also,
like this,
it's just...
makes
Komaru,
me
that's her bloody name, it's just... Oh man, her voice acting sounds so phoned in, honestly. It just amazingly phoned in. I mean, at least Toko and Byakuya put some effort into it. At least the 5 minutes you see Byakuya in.
safe, right?
Excluding
Like I
something that
said
I'm not going to
earlier,
talk about
we
because it
can't
scarred me
know
for
that for
life.
sure.
But
Believing a lie so strongly
it's
makes
just,
the truth that
it's
much
just
more
weird. Like, everybody else is a fairly good voice actor, and then you've got...
Top idols aren't
Then you've got
virgins,
bloody,
so as much as-
Komaru, and
I
it's
think
just,
you might
she
have
doesn't
gone a bit
fit.
off topic there.
Different voice actor, please.
For now, there's no other option than to try, right?
You're right.
Something wrong, Toko?
No, not really. It's nothing. It's just... Didn't I tell you? I'm afraid of the dark.
Is that all? There's something else bugging you.
Alright, that's enough of that. I'll start talking again.
What,
So,
do you think I'm some kind...
I do
gonna
have
do this.
one
Let's
major
start
problem
both
with the
of us.
story. It's something I didn't have with Danganronpa 1 and 2. And it's kind of the idea that... how do I put this? We know who we are. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. We know who we're trying to be. We know everything, right? We know absolutely everything. You didn't know that in Danganronpa, so there's no, like, huge mystery. It's literally, we're just trying to get out of this godforsaken hellhole that we call a town, right? It's just... The story is nowhere near as engaging because there's no mystery to it. There are a couple of minor things here and there, like who else is in this town, who else are we going to run into from the original Danganronpa games, and who are the other Monokumas that show up in the intro that we don't know anything about from off the top of the head. It's just... There's no mystery. And I don't like the fact that there's no mystery, because the mystery is what made Danganronpa 1 and 2 so compelling. It's just really disappointing, honestly. It's nowhere near as compelling. That's all there is to it, because there is literally no mystery pushing the story forward. We know who we are, we know where we're going, we know what we're doing. But anyway, I got to talk about the third-person action segment at some point. So, we are this girl here. And we have this loudspeaker, which is our gun. And it fires truth bullets, and these truth bullets do different things. For example, move is used to interact with electronic devices, and these electronic devices, well, did not mean to pull her out just yet. These truth bullets all do different things. So yeah, as I said, move activates electronic devices, and they can all do specific things. So detect, you saw me use detect before, but basically you use it to do things like solve puzzles and find hidden kids around the place. So you just go and look for the sparkles, and when you find the sparkles, you just shine this on them. It's a boring collectible and adds nothing to the game, so I don't know why it's here. You would think they would know, you know, what to do to have at least a somewhat engaging thing. And we'll save break and dance for later on, but for now we'll move along. But one thing I want to mention is this camera control. No matter what you do, this is always going to feel slow and sluggish. There are a bunch of settings back here that you can configure, including a weird camera mode where it's like, it'll choose whether or not the camera will automatically turn with you as you turn, which I do recommend keeping on because it's annoying moving your character around in circles. Like, you'll be able to walk backwards and have the camera, like, face away from you. So I do recommend keeping it on auto mode. But it always feels a bit slow and sluggish no matter what you do, and it's a little bit disappointing, but yeah, here's the Monokuma. So, we have 2 different kinds of bullets here so far. This is 4 out of 8 bullets, but there are more later on. But we've got dance bullets, which make them stop and draw attention to themselves if they're a special type of Monokuma. And if you hit them in the red eye, it counts as a critical hit, and you get more money for it. But if you shoot them just in the body or something, they'll fall over and die eventually, but you'll still get some money for it, and then you spend that money for more skills and upgrades for Genocide Jill later on. Now, what do I mean by Genocide Jill? When I get further on, I will show you. So, okay, here is a bear. That barking is really loud, I apologize. So if I press triangle, we swap to Genocide Jill. And as long as we have batteries up there, we can stay in Genocide Jill mode. However, Genocide Jill doesn't take any damage. So if you're in a really, really tough spot, you can just pull out Genocide Jill and be like, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of everything right now. And you can do so. Fun times, right? And there's also the fever meter that you might have seen in the bottom right, where you can charge up amounts of scissors, and when you've charged up enough scissors, you can unleash a special attack, which I will show off next time I run into a Monokuma. But the one thing to note is that I'm playing on normal right now, and we actually have a hit list here, which is, I imagine this is someone we're going to run into in the game, but we actually haven't found any of these people yet, even though we've only found 2 of these things. Although, as you can see, it's the children killing everyone. Again, no mystery. It's literally just, here, right? We want to get out of here, the children are killing everyone, try and avoid being killed by the children. There's no mystery. I'm going to say that over and over again, because I think that's the one biggest problem with this game's story. There's no mystery! No fucking mystery in a Danganronpa game is like having spaghetti bolognese without tomato sauce. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. But anyway, we'll just move along. Another event.
For some reason, it's getting darker and darker. Shouldn't we start?
We'll just skip this, alright? New Monokumas, huh? Alright, let's fever attack these bastards. So we can lock on with the L button, and then I can't remember what, there it is. Boom. So yeah, you can do a fever attack on these enemies, and you will... Yeah. Let's see if we can hit it with a dance attack while its back is turned. But as you can see... Okay, now that we've got a dancing, we can break it. There we go. Gotta be careful, because there is a bomb Monokuma that explodes violently once it goes down, so you want to be nice and far away from those as you possibly can. You also do have a sprint button, and it does sort of kind of work as an evade, and you can manually select what truth bullet you have there, but it's nothing amazing. There are some puzzles throughout the game which require use of specific bullets at specific times, but the game pretty much outright tells you how to do the puzzle if you fail it more than once. So you don't really need to worry about the puzzles in this game being extremely hard. Sure, I could have put it up to a harder difficulty, but God, I was already 2 hours in at the time.
Having luck this bad?
It's nice to look at the two-dimensional art.
No,
it's just...
It's not even 1 micron funny. Ow!
What? What was that?
Something hit my head.
Bloody hell, girl. Let me guess, another time sequence? There was one of these in chapter 1 as well, and I made it back there with 2/3 of the clock remaining, so... Yeah, if you are even like from... Oh, good lord. If you were even 2/3 competent at this game...
Take a good look, the cute one is here! Huh? We gotta run, Dekomaru! Hurry, let's dash! To our horizon! Hey, wait a sec!
This game is weird. If you are even remotely competent in third-person shooters, you probably want to put it on hard immediately. Well, so apparently we get Infinite Genocide Jack here, so why did I even bother wasting the scissors? I don't even know. But yeah, Genocide Jack takes no damage, so it's literally just when you pull the game out here, you can just have fun and just beat the crap out of anything. But it's not a very... Why? I don't even know. I don't even know why. It's just... let me start again. So, you end up just... In this hack and slash mode, at least, there's no challenge to it. It's literally just a I win button. As you can see, you can literally just flail around and just hit the square button, and you'll do just fine. Hell, you'll even get hearts back for Komaru. So you can just hop into it, get all the hearts you need, and then get right back out of it. It's very, very easy to do, and it doesn't lend itself to... Yeah, I can understand the higher difficulty might be harder, but you can't swap in-game, and I was already 2 hours in when I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. So, it's just... Yeah, bugger. I just thought, bugger it, I'll just keep going. Alright, so yeah, my fever is completely at max. So I've gotten the fun command for using it, so... Whatever. So, it's a mediocre third-person shooter with a plot that doesn't hold up to the other Danganronpa games, at least so far. God only knows what they might pull out of their ass, but at the same time, it's like, why on earth did you... It's like, why on earth did you make a Danganronpa game without a plot with mystery in it? I don't understand why they decided to do that.
Boy was... Boy crazy!
Wait! Why did your personality change? You didn't even shoot yourself with the stun gun!
Huh? I didn't tell you. My personality switches when I go unconscious too. And I'll stay this way until I go unconscious again.
Doesn't seem like Genocide Jack to be standing around like that. But it's just strange. Like, I can't get my head around the idea that we know who we're fighting against. We know what we have to do. We pretty much know how we're gonna get there because they keep pulling solutions out of their ass. Like, Chapter 1, they make you backtrack through a large majority of Chapter 1 to get a key that a kid stole, and then they just make you go right back. It's just infuriatingly boring, that one section, and it's just... it just felt like padding. A fair amount of this game actually just feels like padding. Like, what was the point of that whole entire section just for extra padding? I really don't understand it, but anyway. So yeah, you got a subpar third-person shooter with a really weird get-out-of-jail-free card in the form of Genocide Jack. And let me tell you a story. This game's got boss fights. And I know, that sounds strange. Like, the game's got a big-ass Gundam boss fight, which I might actually show you. Because I've been saving my game pretty constantly, and I can reload my game before the last save point.
Wait, hold on.
So, I can actually go and show you the Gundam boss fight. And I fought that thing for like 5 minutes, and I died twice to it, because I had a little bit of trouble working with the camera controls and the fact that this game is basically trying to be Resident Evil. But it's... Why are these kids carrying a TV? I don't even know. But I fought it and died to it twice, and then I brought out Genocide Jack when I had a full fever meter, used my fever attacks 4 times on it, and on the 4th time, it died. It was stupidly easy. I don't even know, but anyway. Okay, so I guess the boss fight of this chapter is Jotaro.
Hey, is this kid with them too?
Yeah? Yep. I'm the priest, but it's up.
I'll just skip the rest of this, just so you don't have to see too much of it if you were actually planning on picking this game up. But now we get to watch a video. I'll let this stay on because this is the 3rd type of cutscene you get to see. And it's just... it's just so subpar. I mean, I thought Spike Chunsoft could honestly do better than this when it came to at least the gameplay department, but the story department too. I mean, it's just weird. Zero mystery in the plot, and well, not so much zero mystery in the plot, but just what the hell is going on here? I'm not even going to claim to know what's going on here. But zero really driving mystery in the plot, and... Oh, I guess that must have been the second hit list girl. Oh.
I hunted him down at the shopping
Oh yeah, so I guess those people do get killed anyway. But anyway.
But I can't. So how about, or maybe...
Alright, we'll skip the rest of this. Wrong button. I'm just astounded. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but a Danganronpa game with bad gameplay, or at least subpar gameplay, which really doesn't lend itself well to the actual plot, and then the actual plot not really being a Danganronpa plot by method of having no real driving force behind it is just really strange.
Let's hurry and get outside.
Yeah.
Not to mention the amount of padding that Chapter 1 had, which kind of infuriated me. But anyway, what we're going to do, thankfully we can actually load from in-game, so we're going to load up... We're going to load up the boss fight, just so I can show you, with a little bit of a better idea, the shooter gameplay. I believe it's this save file. So now, if we go down into the subway, and we skip the event,
I'm gonna try.
we should be taken... Oh no, we have to come down here and then skip another event, don't we? Actually, hang on, can I go back? Because I could have shown off the skill shop while I was... up here. Yeah, here we are, skill shop.
Hey, welcome!
So yeah, you just buy different types of bullets that do different things like speed, how much damage they do, how much you can carry, and you can also buy stuff for Genocide Jack. But yeah, as you can see, I've already powered up like the two things that matter the most. So, all right, back to the subway. I apologize for keeping you for much longer. Let's go and show you some actual gameplay. There are tiny, clever little areas that do require you to do things like kill every enemy in the room using a specific amount of truth bullets, and you get bonus points, and you get ranked at the end of the chapter, but it's nowhere near as satisfying as the game makes it out to be, so I don't really enjoy it all that much. It's just, the gameplay is really just overall really subpar. But...
Once I kill you and get the
I really hope that there's nothing in this game that would require people to play through to the end of it for information on Danganronpa 3. Because I'm honestly quite disappointed with another episode. It's quite dull. The gameplay isn't that great. It's actually really hard to aim with this. You'd be surprised. I better get out of the way of that. But it's just a story with no driving mystery, gameplay that's slow, clunky, and generally not that fun, and a main character who just kind of defies belief, and just weird story shifts, and just all sorts of other weird, just tiny things that I thought Spike Chunsoft would be able to do better on. I don't like another episode anywhere near as much as I like the other games in the series. Like, not even close. And if you are going to play this game, I would recommend that you play it on the easiest difficulty so that you don't have to suffer through the gameplay as much. Because I'm playing through on normal, and frankly, I prefer to be going through this with zero challenge whatsoever. I mean, like, this is on normal, I'm dancing circles around this guy. So I could literally just play a little bit more. My bullet went through his arm.
Take this! Super piercing
Ow.
punch!
Problem is, if that drill arm hits me, it'll actually hit me multiple times, and I will die, so... Ow. I have to thank him for dropping ammo in the middle of the arena. That's also something a little bit odd that I just want to point out about the gameplay. They do drop you, like, ammo and stuff from the Monokumas that you kill, but they're often, like, most of your resources come from these weird slot machines they put in completely random places, and it's just infuriating. Yeah, that was a boss fight on normal.
Right.
And it wasn't that entertaining. Just play this game on easy if you do, please. I'm just gonna just skip this event here so you don't see too much. And as soon as we leave this arena, it'll come up with the end of chapter screen, and I might as well. Just overall opinion on Danganronpa Another Episode is no mystery, boring, not so much unpolished, but just not that fun shooting mechanics, a weird get out of jail free button, weird changes in tone. It's just, there are too many problems here for me to heartily recommend this. And hell, I loved Danganronpa. I thought Danganronpa 1 and 2 are fantastic games, but this just does not hold up to their name, and I'm a little bit worried now that this game will kind of sully some people to it, especially if people buy it thinking, oh, maybe I'll be able to play this before playing the other ones. No! No, 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 no. Oh, boy. This has been Blue Maxima. I don't really know what to tell you. Don't buy this unless you're a really big Danganronpa fan. And if you do, play it on easy. I'll see you all next time.